Are you wanting to beat Father Time's ass? Hi, I'm Dr. Crockett, and this is Dr. Crocker with Zeal Integrated Health. And today we're going to be talking about some things that you can do in a study that showed that omega-3s can actually improve your length of life.
Yeah.
And this study, there's a lot of studies out there that show just a relationship between having higher omega-3 fatty acids in your diet can do a lot of things for your health. They can reduce inflammation, they can improve cardiovascular function and lower some of the stress on the cardiovascular system, and it can lengthen telomeres. So these telomeres, these are just a specific part of the gene that is associated with length of life. And as these telomeres shorten, as you lose those, then you're more likely to have a shorter lifespan when that happens. So what they did, they took everybody, kind of broke them up into three groups. The first group, what we'll call is Group A, they had them taking, I think it was 2.5 grams of fish oil. Yep. And one of the things that you'll see is a lot of times you look at these studies and they say, well, fish oil didn't work. But you really want to look at how much fish oil they were taking, and this study kind of shows that. There's a better response when you're taking more of this fish oil. And of course, it's got to be the right types. We'll talk about that in a minute. But they followed these people, taking either 2.5 grams of fish oil. They were taking, I think, 1.25 grams. And then the third group, they just left them kind of on that American diet, taking in some of these mixed oils that really aren't really healthy for us. So they followed these people for 4 months. And what they came back and found is that there's a lot of benefits to the groups that were taking the fish oil. And obviously the group that took the higher amount of fish oil had a lot more benefits. So let's talk about what they saw in the results.
Yep, so when they tested for these things, what they're really testing for is cortisol levels, pro-inflammatory cytokines like IL-6, IL-10s. They really tested telomere length as well to see what that process did.
Did
for
you just say telomere?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I call them telomeres, but he wants tomato, right?
Exactly. Who knows anymore, right? Well, so basically what they did was the results of this is they found that both group A and B, the ones that did take the fish oil, they found showed improvements in telomere levels. So that means
or telomeres,
whichever one you want to go with. Which one of those is going to be better is they showed that those levels were higher. Now group A is the group that did the higher amount of fish oils. It actually showed a 19% reduction in overall levels of cortisol levels, a 33% reduction in inflammatory levels. So that's a huge improvement. But group C, the one that really did those oils that you found in your American diet, that showed a 24% reduction in telomeres, also showed an increased inflammatory response after they did these type of testing. So there is significant information whenever you find that you can take the proper amount of fish oil, the proper dosing of fish oil as well, and how long you should be taking these things. And so let's talk a little bit about what type of fish oils and really where that's at.
Yeah.
So
we always talk about how much you're taking of these omega-3s, but we also want to look at the ratios between EPA and DHA.
Yep.
And then there's also something called DPA.
Yep.
So these all have factors. So we might look at somebody that's got a lot of inflammation in their system, and you want the EPA and DHA ratio to be a certain ratio. Maybe it's a 4-to-3 ratio, a 2-to-1 ratio is used more for cognitive issues.
Yes.
So somebody that
absorbable.
Yeah, somebody that might be having brain fog and struggling with cognitive just function memory, short-term memory, things like that, you can put them on those different ratios. So you're not going to use necessarily the same fish oil for everybody out there. You kind of look at their health history, you identify what's going on with them, and then you use some testing. You can look at things like the things that they've tested. We can also look at lipid panels and some of the advanced lipid panels that are out there to analyze those things as well.
Yeah, and a lot of you are saying, well, I don't like to take fish oil. I take it in the morning, and by the time I get to work, it's burping it up. I'm having those issues.
Everybody hates the fish burps.
Yes. Yeah, it's terrible. So, there's different types of fish oils out there. There's some that are enteric coated. So basically what that means is it's not going to break down until it gets in your gut. So you don't have that fish burp that you're really dealing with all the time. And so, you have to look at what's best for you and how your system needs to be done. So really testing is a huge portion of that.
Yeah, just on fish burps, like we have one product that we carry that literally you can take the capsule and chew it. And the fish oil doesn't taste bad.
Nope.
But it's because they have a quick processing. I think there's like 6 to 9 months between them actually catching the fish and it being bottled and could be sitting on the shelf. Whereas most fish oils, that process can be sometimes 3 years and longer.
Even longer.
And when fish oil sits for 3 years, of course, it's going to start going rancid, and you're going to start burping stuff like that up. It doesn't matter how it's coated or anything at that point, right?
It's just not good.
So I hope this helps just point out some things with fish oil and the importance of taking these things, and how some of these studies out there can be a little bit, you hear it's good for you one day and it's bad for you the next. But if you really want to work on lengthening your quality of life and really try beating Father Time, you need to be taking the right fish oil. Have a good day.